Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. This is Canadian Retro. I've got a small pickups video for you here. I haven't really picked up a whole lot recently. This is more like an update video really. This summer's been really busy for me and I'm not complaining about that at all. I've really enjoyed my summer so far. As many of you know, I am a school teacher, so that basically gives me a couple months off in the summertime, which is really nice because I get to spend time with my family, and we've just done a whole ton of stuff this summer, and it's really nice because my son is now 3 and everything, and you know, he can get out there a little bit more and a little more active, like as far as being outside and being able to walk around and things like that. So we did a lot of really great stuff. Just to name a few things that we've been doing, we've gone out and done the usual real family kind of stuff, picking strawberries, things. We also took a trip to Edmonton, which was really cool. We were visiting family out there. My sister-in-law lives out there, so we went out there and visited her and her boyfriend. Had a great time out there as well. Managed to, you know, hit up like all the major attractions in Edmonton. Like there's an aquarium there, and just lots of different things there as well. West Edmonton Mall. We also got a chance to go out to Banff. This was a really cool way to travel because Banff can be quite expensive actually. If you're not aware of that, it's you know, part of the inside, basically, the Rocky Mountains. We were staying at really high-end hotel because my sister-in-law actually works for Fairmont Hotels, so we were able to get like a family kind of deal through her, and because she was there, we got like a massive discount for being there with her, which was really amazing. It allowed us basically to stay at like the finest place really cheaply, so we were able to stay there. We went up the Sulphur Mountains, got a good view of the mountains from up there, and just a lot of different things like that. Also, something that I was doing and which really prevented me from going out and doing a lot of thrifting was my wife and I were involved in Caribana, which is the Scotiabank Caribbean Carnival that goes on in Toronto every single summer. It's on a Saturday, and you basically get scantily dressed and run around and have a lot of fun dancing and hanging out and stuff like that. So that's what we were doing. But prior to that, actually, we spent a lot of time building costumes. My wife actually brought a few items home. We were building basically what would amount to the crotch piece for a certain outfit for the band that we were involved in. And then we also spent probably a good 4 to 5 days at Mass Camp, which is the masquerade camp, which is where they basically construct all the bigger costumes, and we were helping out with that. I was like sorting out itineraries for people. I was also doing things like that, repairing some costumes. Did a lot of preparations for that and also involved in that, so that basically consumed right there in and of itself probably a good 2.5 weeks of time, which prevented me, like I said, from going thrift shopping, but I would never exchange any of that for thrift shopping. Let me tell you, it's tons of fun. So I'll give you like all different pictures and things like that of some of the stuff that was going on. I didn't take a lot of photographs, but that's what I've got to show you. That being said, as far as pickups go, let's get started on this. So the first thing I wanted to show you here was a Sega Genesis Classic console. This is one of those at-games kind of ones. It's pretty cool because it has some games on it that I don't have in my collection, so I decided to pick it up. Kind of like a cheap way of going about things until I could actually you know, get the games that are on here that I don't have in my collection. So to buy all the games that are on this, like there's about 40 Genesis actual games. There's like 40 Genesis games on it. Then there's 40 aftermarket kind of games which are really cheap and kind of like filler, I guess, but would have been nice if they just packed this thing with 80 Genesis games, but whatever. On here there's like all the Streets of Rage games, there's all the Sonic games, there's let's see, Rise Star, Kid Chameleon, Altered Beast, like there's a bunch of different ones here. Some of these I already have, like I have Kid Chameleon, I have the Sonic games, things of that nature, but still pretty cool little system. The only downside to this really is that the audio is not totally perfect. I think they use like a pretty weak audio chip, so kind of not a perfect system or anything like that. Really like, this is like the main console. It's really tiny actually. Not much, you know, longer. I would say it's actually a little bit shorter this way than an actual game. Weighs less than a game, so kind of interesting. But it's just like a little, you know, system, whatever. What's cool about it is you can actually plug into this Genesis cartridges, and it plays a lot of them. It doesn't play all of them, but it plays, I think, most of them, so that's pretty cool right there. Fun little system, you know, something you could take on the road if you wanted to and have a little bit of fun with. So that there cost me $10. I thought that was a pretty good deal. Picked that up from a Value Village. Moving on from there, I went garage sailing, actually, which isn't something I normally get a chance to do, but I tried it because some of my son's lessons, like his swimming lessons and things like that, start a little bit later on in the day, so I was able to go out for a couple hours in the morning. Nothing too major. I went twice, and it was pretty disappointing for the most part. I did find some interesting things, but people weren't selling them at the right prices. Sometimes there are people wanting things like eBay prices for it, so I wasn't gonna go about doing that. If I wanted to get it on eBay, I wouldn't be out garage selling. So I, you know, had to decline on those kind of things. And I ran into a guy selling an NES system, and he's like, I don't know if I want to sell it, blah blah blah. So I kind of gave him my number and things like that. He hasn't gotten back to me. Hopefully he does, but we'll see what happens with that. But the things that I did pick up, this was from one garage sale. I picked up Left 4 Dead 2 for the Xbox 360. I believe this was $1, so I thought it was a pretty good deal to get that for $1. And then it's all complete and everything. It's in good shape, whatnot. So pretty good find right there. And then 2 games that are in here, which is part of the Dino Crisis case, but it's missing the front artwork, which is kind of a bummer. The first one obviously is Dino Crisis, which is there, and then Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. So I thought I'd pick those up just because I was having a bit of a rough time finding some things. So I asked him if he had any other like PS1 stuff, and he didn't have anything left or didn't have anything. So I got there like right when they opened for this stuff, because they were just setting up when I got it there, and asked him about all the different systems. But this is all they had. They had a few other games, but nothing that I was really that interested in. The last item that I wanted to show you here, pretty interesting. What I picked up, and I got this off of eBay, just because I had sold something on eBay and had a little bit of cash, and I was like, you know what, I really want to get this game for the Super Nintendo, but I am not going to pay the North American prices for it. So I decided to pick up the Super Famicom cartridge of it, and it's Chrono Trigger for the Super Famicom. So I got this for, I think it was like around $7 or $8. I can't remember exactly. It was a while since I've had this. I just haven't had a chance to make a video, so this is the unveiling of it or whatever. But there it is right there. The disappointing thing about it is the backing is pretty trash, but I'm sure I can outsource that in the future and just, you know, kind of get a better backing for it or whatever. But still pretty cool. I tested it out, cleaned it up a little bit. I still have to fully clean it, but I tested it out. It does work. And the cool thing about the Retron 5 is you can actually use translation patches. So I did a translation patch. I actually used, there are patches out there, but I used a program that basically converts the ROM for the Super Nintendo version and puts it with this version of it, the ROM for this, and then gives you a file, and that file you can put on the Retron 5 and attach it essentially to this. So whenever this cartridge is inserted, it'll give me the English translation of Chrono Trigger. So really awesome right there, I think, rather than paying like the $100 that this thing is going for, or whatever it is going for now. As far as the Super Nintendo, I paid about like 1/10 of that and got myself the Super Famicom version, and I'm happy because I can still play it in English. So perfect score there for me. If you guys want some information on how to do that, there is information on other YouTube videos, but if you'd like to see that on my channel, I can show you how to do that. It's pretty easy, actually. It's really straightforward. Another thing that I did though is a while back from the Waterloo video game swap, I actually picked up this game right here, which the vendor told me was a puzzle game or something like that, or a side scroller, which this one isn't at all. This is actually an RPG, and I'm trying to remember the Japanese name for it. I totally can't. It's but in English it's something like Super Shell Story, or I'm missing a word in there. I can't remember the actual English title. It's so weird, the name of it, but it's an RPG that was only released in Japan, and it's actually a lot of fun. Never got a North American release, and I don't think got a release anywhere else as far as I know. So that's pretty cool right there. I'm able to actually play this in English with the translation patch I got from momhacking.net. So I was able to put that on the Retron 5, and away you go. Now I have this in English. Pretty fun little RPG, that's for sure, and not something that you're going to be getting like on a North American system normally. So really cool right there, the ability of the Retron 5 to do that. So that's everything that I got, plus a little bonus idea there, whatever. That's something I already had in my collection, but that's everything I got for you. Thanks again for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do feel free to thumbs up this video, comment down below, and I'll see you all later.